Good morning. With this tutorial, I will explain you how to build a control chart or a control card for a continuous while. And the first thing is to understand that you build with this control card for individual and moving range a control chart for a continuous while. When you will open the tool from the Emacs suite, you will have cells in blue which are protected, meaning you cannot erase them. There is a message, but you can see if there is the formula behind the cell on the top bar. White cells, this is where you input your data. So when you open the tool for the first time, it comes with pre-filled data to show you an example. And of course, you have to clear this data and enter your own data, like here, my process improvement project. You can change the date. We are in May. And of course, you can change the author's name and you can tell us what do you measure. Could be part 300xx diameter, as an example. And then here you will enter the individual measurements of your samples that you collect to build and to control your process with an individual control chart. Individual means what? It means that each point on the individual chart is one measurement. You could find some control cards where you have each point being the average of a set of measurements, and every day, for example, you take a sample, you take the average and you plot the average on the control card. Here it's not the case. Each point on the control card, it's an individual data, so measurement that you collected. In fact, when we speak of IMR charts, individual moving range charts, we speak of two charts. This one, individual chart, and below, the moving range chart. What is the moving range chart? The moving range chart, this is a chart where you plot the difference between point n minus point n minus 1 in absolute value. So it means that this moving range 1 is equals to the distance between, or to the difference between the individual 2 here and individual 1 in absolute value. It means that this is limited to 0. Of course, everything is positive in terms of moving range. And we plot like this. If we have a certain number of points, like 51 here, you will find out here 50 moving ranges, of course. A control chart, how does it work? You enter your data, and each time you add the data, of course, the graph will update here and above, both for control chart and individual chart. And what do we do with your points? We calculate, we compute a mean, the average of your individuals here, and here the average of the moving range. And we compute statistically the standard deviation of your individual points, and we add 3 standard deviation above the mean and 3 standard deviation below the mean, and it's called upper control limit and lower control limit. These limits are statistical and calculated limits with the standard deviation of your individuals for the individual chart. We say that when you have points within the control limits, it's a very simple rule, you seem, statistically speaking, in control. Here it's not the case. You have one point, the last one I added in the column Y, which is outside the 3 standard deviation around the mean, meaning you are out of control. And it's also very interesting because it means that you are out of control because of a special cause, if we follow the Shewhart theory. So you have to investigate why, and this is why it's called a control chart. Each time you plot the data and you are within the 3 standard deviation around your mean of your data, you are in control, statistically speaking. But here you are out of control. And it's not normal, so it's because probably of a special cause that you have to investigate and find and fix. On the moving range, same thing, because we have collected or computed n minus 1 moving ranges when we have n individuals above, we can compute the average of the moving ranges that we call mean of MR in green, and we display. And we can compute standard deviation of your moving ranges, and so 3 standard deviation above the mean of your moving ranges and 3 standard deviation below. But because we have absolute values in moving ranges, we just limit the graphs to 0, and so we display the lower control limit at 0, and this is why it's not symmetrical on the moving range. And here you have the upper control limit of the moving range. Usually, if all your moving ranges are between the control limits, within the control limits, it means that you are stable, your process is stable. And if you have 1 point outside, you are out of control in terms of moving ranges, and so we could say that your process is unstable. Why? Because what we look for here is a mean, an average of moving ranges, which is trending to 0, meaning that there is no variation point to point above here individually, and it's not the case here. So this is why it's interesting to look at this moving range chart as well. In this column, you can enter up to 20,000 data, so you are not limited. And this is how you can control your process for one CTQ, here my part diameter to be the Y of my project, and if you are or not within control limits. Of course, if I enter something which is very close to the average, I will be in control now. This is the last point. Thank you to listen to this tutorial, and good luck to use the tool. Bye.